Today, we're going to do a full tutorial on how to create a GoHighLevel community. We're going to show you all of our tips and tricks that we've learned over the last several years into making communities absolutely successful, and more importantly, how to create them the right way. So stay tuned and build along with us. So unless you've been sleeping under a rock, communities have been in the absolute rise over the last 2 years. Communities are now the new source of truth for a lot of companies, and more importantly, a lot of people that are selling courses, selling products, or just try and create kind of an influencing space in whatever niche they're in. Now, what's crazy about communities is that because they're becoming the new source of truth, there's a lot of money being invested by a lot of different softwares in a community space inside of whatever software they have. So for instance, we got Skool on the rise, we have Mighty Networks, we have HighLevel, and in my opinion, HighLevel is definitely knocking it out of the park because of the simple fact that they're listening to our feedback as the users and they're improving it constantly. Now, what I'm going to do is go over how to create one of these communities from scratch to make it easy for you so you can get your community up and coming, right? So the first thing we're going to do, as always, is go over to our software, right? Our HighLevel, and I'm going to go over to the left-hand side. Now, on the left-hand side, you're going to see sites and memberships. I want to make sure you go to memberships. Inside of memberships, this is where things are going to get a little complex right at the beginning. You're going to notice a top menu bar right up here. Now, the first thing you want to do for your community is get a personalized domain. Now, I don't want to overcomplicate this, but it is significantly easy. The first thing you'll do is you're going to go to Client Portal, you're going to go to Settings, and then in Settings, you're going to go to Domain Setup. Inside of domain setup, you're going to notice that they have already kind of give you a community like kind of domain that is got this weird kind of like numbers and letters and everything else in it. And honestly, I don't think that's on brand. It's not something I want to use. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to come back over here, and what I'll do is I'll come here, and one, I can change the name up here to make it super easy. So if I come in here and I just kind of put automated marketer, and you're going to also notice the second I do that and hit update domain, it will actually update that domain. And at least now, if I want to use that one and I want to put my main domain, you'll notice that it'll go to the same one that I just literally created. Now, if I want to make it even more personal and actually make it for my domain, you're going to notice that there's going to be an empty space if you haven't done it yet inside of here that allows you to basically put whatever domain you want in here. Now, the way you have to do it though is, for anybody that's been watching our domain setup videos and everything else, is understanding that there is a domain and there is a subdomain. You cannot use your main domain. So make believe my main domain is nuno.com, right? And that's where I'm sending all my traffic, my website and everything else is built on there. I can't use that one. So what I have to do is I have to use a different domain. And in a different domain, all we have to do is something called a subdomain. A subdomain is something like portal dot. The second I put something in front of my domain, this becomes now a subdomain. And that's what I want to leverage inside of here. So if I come in here and I do that and I hit continue, you're going to notice that it's going to ask, and it's basically telling me it's setting up the domain, and eventually it's going to ask me to add the record. Now, because I have this in a different format and it doesn't see it, I would have to basically go into my domain software and add this. Now, I'm not going to go over this to kind of keep this video short because this is going to be a little bit of a longer video, but just follow any of our domain setups where you add records, and all you got to do is add a record to your domain provider. It's going to be a CNAME record. The host is going to be the portal or whatever word you selected to be the subdomain, and then you're going to have a required value that you're going to use. Right now that I've set up my personal domain, I'm going to get right into creating the community. Now, you notice that I was in Client Portal. The next thing I'm going to go to is communities. If I type in community, you're going to notice that I already have some groups here just because we were trying this and we've done a bunch of demonstrations. But now what we're going to do is I'm going to go over to the right-hand side. I'm going to hit create group. And you're going to notice that I come to the screen, in the Create Group screen. Hey, we want to interrupt this video for a quick little minute to just let you know that I hope you're enjoying this video. We want to thank you for being here. But more importantly, we are hoping that this content helps you do whatever you're trying to do inside of HighLevel. We also want to let you know that you have options to get additional help. We offer a $197 a month VIP coaching program that includes 4 days of office hours, first come, first serve, with Andy or myself, where we go in and we answer any of your questions that you might have live with a group setting for other people that are also working in HighLevel. We also have a VIP group where we answer questions directly one-on-one with anybody posting in that group to give you the absolute best support. It also comes with a bunch of other features, including our funnel brick system, our little mini course, and more importantly, a couple guides that'll help you through this, and also including our SOP library that we use for pretty much everything inside of our agency. So thank you for this quick little minute, but more importantly, go back to the video, get whatever you need, and if you have any questions that we can answer inside the video, just drop a comment on the video and we'll make sure to answer whenever we get a chance. And now back to the show. Now, what I'm going to do is I'm going to do a name for my community, right? We're going to do automated marketer, and I'm going to call it, or actually, you know what? Let's just do Marketing Tech Pros for a new program that's coming out soon. Marketing Tech Pros. All right, I'm going to copy this and it's asking me to basically no special characters allowed, which means spaces. So I'm just going to do that. And basically I have now the name, I have the group URL, and I have a group description. Now for, again, group descriptions, you guys know by now that I don't write. So I'll just go to ChatGPT, and I have a marketing tech professional space already. There it is. Awesome. It just came all up. And then what I'm going to do is I'm just going to do, please create a short description for a group or for a community, all right, regarding people that enter this course. And I'm just going to give it a landing page on ChatGPT to make it super easy, just so then, again, you'll see how I do it in here. And what's crazy is it's going to give me how much characters I'm allowed, 150. That's going to be really short. I'm going to say only 150 characters. All right, something like that. And again, I'm just showing you how I do it just to make it super easy. And I'm going to copy this here. And now I got a little short description, 148 characters. That's going to make it work, right? Now, the favicon is going to be when they log in, they're going to see this little tiny thing up here. I'm just going to use one that I have on hand. Again, we'll get into a little bit more bigger builds, but again, I'm just doing it for you guys just to make it super easy. Cover image, I'll use like one of my YouTube video kind of highlights in here. This one's always fun. And then the logo, again, I would have to have a 200 by 200, but honestly, I'm just going to make it super easy. And I'm just going to put the same favicon one directly in here. So then we kind of understand how it is. And by the way, you can change these at any given time, so there's no pressure. So again, just a little bit of a recap. I went into group. I clicked on groups. There was a big blue button that said create group. I created a group. I gave it a name. I gave it a URL. I gave it a little description. And then I wanted to add it a little favicon. And I was going to create a little, like file to use as kind of like you'll see it in a second when we get into the group, and then another little kind of logo afterwards, right? And then once I'm done here, I'm going to hit create group. And you're going to notice that it immediately creates a portal. It's going to make me sign in. I'm already a person in there. And then boom, there you go. I have my marketing tech professionals and I'm inside my community. Now, we're going to kind of navigate and build at the same time because this is the way you should be doing it. So for instance, in here, you're going to notice on the left-hand side, I have all the groups that I'm part of that will show up as long as they're in GoCollab or other high-level instances. I have channels that I can create. Right now, I only have home and announcements, and I recommend you do create a bunch of channels. It helps kind of users kind of know where they got to go. And honestly, every time we've built a really good positive community, we have different channels for people to go to different places and so forth and so on. So for instance, here we have announcements. We'll do like new videos, and there'll be new lesson videos. All right. And then here we'll just have like a little cloud or something just to make it super easy. Again, it only has those counters in there. All right. We're going to have one that's going to call VIP members. And I'm going to show you what I mean by that, because this is where you're going to monetize. And I'm going to show you how to do it. Special channel for VIPs, like maybe they want an upgrade when they buy your program. And then here, we're just going to put a little champion sign, and we're going to make this channel private. Notice that it has this make the channel private here, and I'm going to hit create channel. And then I'm going to add another channel that will be something like, we have announcements, we have that, SOPs maybe, and SOPs for lessons and tasks. All right. And then we're going to come in here and we'll do like a little briefcase or something. Yep. Little briefcase works for me. And again, that's going to be a private channel. And we have it all set in here. And notice I can move it right in here. So I'll put the SOPs and the new videos all in here right after the announcements. And I've added all the channels I want. You can add as many channels as you want. The only thing I would recommend is don't go too far, because people have to scroll down. And when they're looking at our mobile, it might be a big pain in the butt, right? So, but it has enough where you have it and it's really easy to kind of understand. Now, in here, you're going to have learning, members, events, leaderboard, and about. In learning, you're going to come to learning. If you already have courses that you want these members to have, you would go ahead and add those courses. So for instance, here, if I had this domain cert course, they have already bought it, but I would add it in here also because I want to make sure that everybody who's a member of this will only be people that have actually paid for a certain course or courses. And I would want to make sure that they have access to their individual course or to the course if it's one big course, right? Now, if I wanted to make it specific where if you bought a certain thing, even though you got it out of its community, you didn't have a course, I will leave this empty and I would add this in the course area. Now, this is the course area for communities. It is a different course area than a person actually going into HighLevel's course area. I know that sounds so super confusing, but let me show you what I mean. If I add a course in here, right, I'm just going to add the AM course and I'm going to make it free because anybody that's in here should have this one for free. Let's make believe you had bought a separate course. Understand that HighLevel's course area is in a different place. I click on the 9 dots and I go to courses. And now look, I'm in all my courses that I've ever bought with this person. And if I want to go back to the community, click on here and I go back to communities. Understand that the way the course area works is it's pulling this course that I just added from the course area. If there's other course area that belong technically only to me, it will only show up in the course area and not in here because this is two separate areas. Think of this as the community course area and think of this as the regular course area that you would just be sending your courses out to without any communities and so forth. Make sure you understand the difference. It's a big source of confusion for everybody that's building these, that they don't understand that it's two separate areas. So you have your community course area and then you have your course area, which is where you have all the rest of your courses in there, all right? And if people are like, well, what if I want people to buy other courses in here? Well, if that's the case in community, you can come in here if I go to learning and I add a course. And if they don't have the course, right, let's make believe this GoHighLevel course, I can make it where they pay a one-time fee of, $57 or something like that, right? And I can make trials in there. I can make 0. I can also make it reoccurring. I don't know if it'll let me add it. Yeah, it's not going to let me add it because I don't have a payment integration, but that's the way it would be in here if you had to add a payment integration in here. And payment integrations, you're just adding Stripe, PayPal, whatever it is that you're collecting payments on. All right, so I would add all my courses that are specific to the community that I want my community members to have. I would add paid courses that they would have access to if they paid. And I'm going to show you later on how we can reward members based on different things that it's going to allow the member to get access to the course based on them participating, filling out forms, surveys, making calendar appointments, completing lessons inside of a course. That's going to award them points that they can basically activate and go through. But I'll go into that a little bit later on. But again, here's your course area. So you have your discussion, which we have the channels, we have our learning. Now we're getting into members. This is where you're going to see all your members and control who's admin. Now, the way you control admin is you got to make sure that the individuals first is inside the software. And then once they're inside the community area and the software, you would add them as an admin by going in there physically and adding in them as an admin. Contributors are people that have basically who are contributing the account. They can also be people that you give a little bit of higher access to, and that's what's there. You can see how many people are requesting, especially if this thing is on GoCollab, where basically after you have more than 10 members, you can publicly advertise this on the GoCollab app. If I type in GoCollab, all right, if I go in here, click on here, and you're going to see a whole bunch of other communities that are listed in here that people can have. But just know that this exists, but the only way you can get on here is you have to have members in here, right? So once I'm in here, right, and I have all that in there, I can see it. Now for banned is anytime you ban a member, you can come in here, click on banned. Once you ban the actual member, what will happen is you can actually have the opportunity of removing all their content when you ban them. Because sometimes, those people are, just doing bad things in there and you want to make sure you remove everything regarding them. And then you keep them banned. So if they try to rejoin the community, it won't allow them to do so. On events, this is the coolest feature I've seen in a long time. Make believe I wanted to add office hours that are going to happen, let's say every Tuesday at 1 p.m., right? Eastern time. This will be a reoccurring event and it never ends. And the location is going to be like Zoom address. And then I'll provide the Zoom link right here. It'll be like something like zoom.com with a bunch of numbers on it, blah, 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 whatever it is, right? And I would have a little description, office hours. All right. And then high location from non-attendees, that just means like people that are not in your group, you don't want to see it, which again, they really shouldn't see it. But again, I want everybody to see it so everybody can, attend it. I put in a little image. Here are the guidelines for the image. And then what I can do is I can remind all members one day before if I just go ahead and select this and then I hit next, right? And if I also want to make it a paid event, I totally can. When I hit next, I can make this paid. Again, you have to have a payment processor connected. This is a test account, so we don't have one. And then I can basically come in here and create an event. And notice, boom, it did it every day because I set it to every day and I can come back. Now, if I come in here and I want to delete it, I can just delete all events and notice that I can come in here. Really cool because one, it announces to all the people that are in your community that it's happening one day before the event. It'll show all the upcoming and the past events that you had, and you can plan out your month and year and so forth and so on. Leaderboard. This is probably one of the coolest features out there. Skool has done a really good job of doing this, where basically you can reward people based on their levels, and there's 9 levels altogether. And what's actually really cool, you can actually rename the levels to make it super easy for people to kind of identify. So we know one person that actually made it belt colors based on the way they were participating, and it make it really easy to reward customers based on that. And I'm going to show you how to do that a little bit later on. In the about section, you can put a little video in here, actually put in a YouTube video in here. If you have like a YouTube video that you want people to watch, you can add a link and then it will just be in the about section that people can watch. And you can write a description about the group. So again, I go to ChatGPT and I would say something like, give me 1,000-word about us based on this, something like that. And obviously, you would go back and change it to make it your own, but you guys get the drift. come back over here, go to the About Us section, drop this in here. If I want to drop a video, go to my YouTube channel, right? Share, grab the link. Again, I'm trying to give you everything, guys, so you guys get it. So again, this might be a little longer than expected, and you can actually add multiple videos so that people can watch. Pretty darn cool, right? It's starting to look really, really nice. You also have the search function, by the way, which a lot of people are ignoring. So if you want to search a certain post or you're doing whatever you need to, like as far as finding where things are, the search is really, really good. Now, after this, what I want you also do is understand that you have a settings area. The settings area is huge because this is where if you want to customize something that wasn't customized before or you made a mistake, you have the ability of coming back in here and correcting all this. You can add subscriptions. You can fix on your branding if you want to change the logos or the images. The theme, this is so freaking cool. You can come in here and choose light and dark. All right, I can go to light theme now, and I can come in here and I can choose different colors. But what I can also do is create a custom theme by coming in here and clicking whatever primary, secondary colors and all that, and even create a gradient if I so choose, right? So for instance, for now, I'm just gonna leave it as white, and I'm gonna hit save, and it automatically confirms and it changes it all together. Membership questions, you guys have heard this. You can create a couple of questions that you want members to ask in order for, just making sure you get some information on them. So you can go ahead and you can hit add a question and you can come back again to ChatGPT. I like doing this all, just make it super easy. One question I can ask incoming community members. All right, look, I didn't even spell that right. That's amazing. What's your biggest goal and challenge in marketing technology? Fantastic. I can come in here. And now what I'll do is I'll come in here, go back to our portal here, and then this is the question that I ask. I hit save. You only have 150 questions, but now people get asked this the second they join in. Add membership questions when they are requesting access to the group. Now, the thing is, everybody asks is, where are these questions? These questions will actually be in the contact field. And no, we cannot have right or wrong answers in here just yet. There's no way of really collecting and automating this, so just be aware of that. Gamification and rewards. This is where you're going to set certain levels. Again, instead of calling level 1, maybe you can call it white belt. Maybe you want to call it, platinum, gold, membership, and go down to, whatever colors you want. When it comes to rewards, you can start setting rewards in here. Like I could put 10% off next course, participate and get a coupon, or achieve level 1, and get a coupon. And I'm going to show you how to set this up. And then I'm going to go ahead and hit save, and I'll show you how you access this rewards in there. This is more just letting people know that there's rewards available. It doesn't really do anything. The automations are going to do this whole entire part. Links, this is pretty cool. So make believe I want people to upgrade to the VIP to get special access to the channel. They might not see the channel, but I want them to upgrade to VIP, and then come over here and then create a link. It would be like, I'm just going to put google.com, but it would be like an actual link. And what's cool is if you look over to the right-hand side, you're going to notice that when I add this link and I hit save, it's going to automatically add it here, and I'll show you where it is. Reported content, if anybody's reporting any content regarding any kind of member stuff that people shouldn't be doing, they'll all go in here and then you can make decisions about it. And then discovery is if you want to be discovered after 10 members inside the Go Collab, which is that app that I'm mentioning right now. All right, so we're going to go ahead and hit save. And all the group details are all good. And remember, I made that link. Look at that. Isn't that a nice link? And people will come in here, click on that, and then all of a sudden they'll be able to see the VIP members because I'm charging, like, let's say $20 for it or whatever it is, right? And again, I'll show you how to do that in a second. We have all this. The other thing is we also have a chat. You can chat with any group members that are also in here to make it super easy. And what's really cool about it is, let me show you some of the stuff that you can do in the discussion area. So for instance, if I wanted to have like, welcome to the group, here are the first steps. And then we're going to say, please create a welcome post with first steps, right? Just making it super easy. I'm just trying to give you guys the easy button on this. I'll come in here, Control C, and then I'm going to post it in announcements originally. Okay. And I'm going to hit publish posts. And what's cool is once I publish a post, I can pin it, I can edit it, I can move it to a certain channel, and I can even copy the link to it. So I'm going to pin it so it shows up here. And if I wanted to add another channel, let's say first steps, start here. All right. And maybe, I don't know, we'll do like a little pin right there. I hit that. I'll make that where it's the first steps. And watch, if I made a post inside of here, remember, I can click the 3 little dots and guess what I can do? I can move the post to a specific channel and put it into first steps, move it. And now first steps will have that, but announcements will not. You see that? So, and you can pin a bunch of them. And here I would want to pin to this channel because again, this is going to be the first steps I want to follow. And you can do that. Now, there's no way of moving them back and forth. So if you create another pin post, this does go to the right, but there is a request to have that updated. So just understand that that is updating. Up here is where you're going to see all the information of everything that's been done, who's posted, what's happening, any unread comments or things that you want. Whenever you post a comment, you can come in here and look, you can add a GIF. You can add an image, you can add a video, you can add a link, an attachment, an emoji, and write whatever comment. Hey there. And people can like it. And then as you keep participating, it is a point per participation. And there's a whole bunch of levels that you can see on there. I'll show you where those things are too, so you can see it. I can like the post. All right, I can like my own post. And then on top of here, the last thing is you have where you manage your account. And these are the preferences for the user. Here's all the profile. Here's the account and the login that I have. Here's all the social media if I want to add it, any certificates that I hold, and any community chats that I'm part of. All right, so, and if I want to block a particular user, again, this is where all that will be listed. I'm going to go back to the home area. Home area, by the way, this is the new portal that's been introduced. And notice that I have all my groups up here and it goes to the first group that I'm part of. And then if I want to go to other groups, I can navigate through here. Again, this is what it currently is now, but understand that this thing is constantly innovating. So for us, it's going to be really important. Again, I have the personal, this is my personal preference of switching to dark mode and light mode. It does not change the format, just the light and dark mode as you see fit up here. Now, that's all the basics in here. Pretty easy to create, but you're like, how the heck do I get members in there? Let's go over that. Right? So you have all this, and I'm going to show you 3 different ways that people can enter into your group or into your community, right? So what I'm going to do is I'm going to come over here. I'm going to create a folder and I'm going to go 00B and I'm going to be Marketing Tech Pro Communities. All right. And we're going to go right into automations and workflows. Again, I'm in automations. I came in here and I went to create a folder. And then I went right to, once I create a folder, inside the folder, and I'm going to create a workflow. Now, the cool part about the communities inside a HighLevel versus you going to a school or something else is you basically control how people come in all inside here. So for instance, if I wanted to do where, again, let's just also label this. I'm going to do Marketing Tech Professionals, MTP, 01, Community Registration. Okay, I can have a multitude of different ways. If somebody gets a tag, so I can do a contact tag, and I can put a new tag added, and I'll make a tag now. So MTP Community. So if somebody gets this tag, be added to the community. That's step 1, right? So I'm going to do the community tag. Step 2, maybe they got to fill out a form, which is what I recommend. Have them fill out a form, especially if you're doing like a free community. So at least you have their email, their whatever else you want to do to get them in there, like email, phone number, whatever else you want to collect. So I can do a form submitted or a survey submitted. I would go and create a form, community AM access. I'll show you what that looks like in a second. So this is going to be community form, and they can also be added to the community if they pay for anything. So make believe if they bought the domain certification product or one of my courses, I immediately add them to the community. So if I come in here, they're going to get access to the community if they buy something. So I can do payment received, come in here, select global product is, and select an actual whatever. We're just going to do AM course. All right. And if the payment is successful, I want them to get access to the course. All right, so very, very important in here. Now that they come in here, the only thing I really honestly have to do, because all the emails that go out to the customer are pre-templated, you can actually create your own, and I'm going to show you where to update that next. But in here, all I have to do is hit grant access, group access, and then Marketing Tech Pros, and they get immediate access to the group. And I'm going to show you what emails are going to go out with this, right? So I'm going to come in here, I'm going to make that save. So anytime any of these 3 actions happen, they can get access to my community. They can fill out a form if I want to make it free. They can pay me money if I want to make it paid, or it's like a bonus if they buy a certain course, or individually I can give them tags, and I can put this in any automation that if they get a tag, I can just drop them into here. Or you can do the grant access in here on any automation that you already had preset. So for instance, I have a bunch of course ones in here, right? So if I hit the back button and I go to, let's say, they purchased a course, and when they purchase this course, on top of getting the course access, I can wait 3 minutes and grant them group access. The reason why I do that is because I want to make sure that the course information goes out first, because if not, they're going to get a link and it's going to create an issue. So honestly, I would actually almost make it like 5 minutes for them to get community access, because if not, it just creates a big mess. All right, just trust me from experience. I don't know if there's a delay in the system or until they figure it out. But if you are going to do it in a very big purchase workflow or another workflow, and you're granting access to a course, make sure that you wait at least 3 minutes before that happens. All right, now I have my automation, right? I did my little community automation. It's right here of wherever they came in, they get access. But I want to customize the emails so then 1, they don't look really super cheesy. And 2, I want to make sure it has like my logo, my brand. What I can do is I can go back to memberships. I'm going to go to the client portal. I'm going to go to settings. And in settings, I'm going to go to email settings. And again, if you want to customize emails, you can. The only one I would not mess with is the welcome one. Let that be handled by the actual regular one, because it has a magic link in there. And right now for communities, it's a little kind of wacky. So just do it in there. But if you wanted to change any of these other ones, what you would do is, you see how it has a default template? You would click on the default template and you would change it. If you don't want to change it, leave it alone. But if you wanted to change it, let's make believe it was a new comment on post. You can come in here. And again, it's going to be limited on what you can do. So just be aware. So I'm going to go to templates and I have one that says communities, not the welcome one, because like I said, you want to leave that alone. So we'll just say communities, new post. And what you could do is you could come in here. There is a new for, and then come over here, go all the way down to client portal, go to communities, and let's see. It doesn't even have it, right? So these are only the things that we have. You would have different things that are triggered on there, but as you can see, it doesn't have the new post or anything else. So honestly, you can't even really do that many templates in there. So it's going to be limited. But if you wanted to find the values and try to change them, you can mess around with it, but just understand there's a lot of like values missing. So it doesn't even make any sense. So we're going to have to really stick with the default and then give us more options in those templates, or else it's going to kind of be useless. All right. But at least now you know where you have to search for it. And when they come up with new values, where it's going to be. So right after that, right, we created an automation. Let's talk about rewarding people based on what they do. So make believe I wanted to basically reward people every time they filled out a form, right? So what I can do is I can come over here and I'm going to do start from scratch. And I'm going to come all the way over here where it's going to be MTP02 reward members for, let's say, filling out a form. And it would be a special form, right? So what I can do is I can do where it's form submitted, right? And this time it would be like a separate form. Maybe if they filled out a form for a free lead magnet, maybe an assessment, maybe a checklist, whatever it is, maybe they're handing something in. And what I can do is come over here, you got to actually search for it. So if you go all the way down, it's in the community area where it's going to be grant community group leaderboard points. And then I'm going to go to Marketing Tech Pros. I would say it's going to be 10 points and I'm going to hit save action. And you're like, well, wait a second. How do the levels get controlled? If you go to GoHighLevel support and you go communities and you come in here, there's a cool little page that actually shows you rewards. Yeah. Points, badges, and leaderboards. It tells you how much points is for which. So the levels, this is how many points they earn. And basically they earn 1 like equals 1 point for the post or comment of the author. And anytime they get additional points, if they make comments and so forth and so on, but this is how the points are controlled. So if I gave them 10 points, they would automatically be upgraded to level 2. So that's something you have. And again, it's the gamification in the points as you can do it when you're inside here, right? Now, wait a second. I still got to reward them, right? What if they hit level 2 and I want to give them like the free course or give them a free lead magnet or whatever? I can come in here and I could create and start from scratch. And basically you can create a reward system. All right, so let's do MTZ03 reward for level 2. All right, come in here and then all of a sudden go into this area here. And instead of the rewards like we did in the last one, we want to come in here and community member level changed. It now is level 2 in the Marketing Tech Pros. So I put group is Marketing Tech Pros, like I mentioned. Level is number 2. I had save trigger. And now I can basically give them a course access to a free lead magnet. So if I come in here and I can do grants, group access, course grants offer, and I can do it where they now get the test offer for free. Just an example, right? So you can have different ones for level 3. Maybe they get a text message saying, hey, congratulations, you earned 10% coupon, and you give them a coupon code. Or you can do it where, you know, basically they get a one-on-one with you if they get like level 9. And again, really cool because it asks people every time to participate, like, comment, or whatever else, they get the participations go really high. And then you can start rewarding people based on their participation levels, which makes your group even better than you had it before. It's just some basic things that you can do in here that you can create very cool in here. You can have one for each level. You can give rewards for anything else. And you can also have a revoke process where if they come in here and you want to revoke access based on a tag, based on subscription expiring, you can actually do that. So again, we're going to come in here. We're going to start from scratch. And I'm going to have the MTP revoke, okay? And then MTP's in here. So if they come in here and let's just say subscription, global status is a particular product and status is canceled, I could come in here, revoke group access, and then it's Marketing Tech Pros. I can also do it if you have a tag, and I could say a tag is canceled, tag added, maybe it's MTP canceled, boom. Automatically revoke them from the group, and I can even revoke course access too. So if you type in revoke, notice I have course revoke offer, and I could do it for the test offer too, and any other courses that I can see fit, right? So there's your revoke. What about if you have a special VIP area that if they give you money for the VIP, that they get access to the channel? This is really cool. Check this out. So now you select the recipe, You start from scratch and you're gonna do, again, VIP upgrade, MTP. Let's follow the same naming convention, M205, VIP upgrade. And you come in here, hit the little plus sign right in there, and then you're gonna go over and you're gonna do where, again, they're gonna give you a payment, so payment received. All right, make believe they buy a specific product and it's like the VIP offer. For instance, I think we have VIP private channel access, even better. Payment is successful, okay? And then look at this. You can come in here, and if you scroll all down to the community section again, grant private channel access. MTP Pros, private channel, VIP members. Now your VIPs have that. And again, if somebody stops paying VIP, you can create that revoke subscription where, again, they cancel the subscription, it automatically revokes group access to make things kind of flow really, really nicely. Now, on top of that, there's other cool things that you can do. So for instance, if I wanted everybody to see this message, I can do and you have a specific member if I want to respond back to them, or everyone and notifying the channel. When I do that, everybody in my channel, because of the email settings that I have for the communities, will get this message saying that there's a new post that you've been mentioned on. And now you can have this very interactive way that anytime you have a new update, they automatically get this. Super relevant, but it's really, really cool for you guys to try out. Yeah, the other feature I wanted to show you is that if you go over to the left-hand side, and let's make believe you want to create some posts and you want to automate all this so you don't have to like constantly be posting on a certain date and time, and you just want to preload all your posts or have them scheduled. The cool thing about it is, again, from doing it in here, you can go over to your marketing and you can go to your social planner and notice you now can connect the community. So if I hit connect community and I connect marketing pros, all right, I can come in here into the social planner. Here's it all, get started. I can come in here, hit new post, create new post. I can select the account or the marketing tech pros in announcements, and notice it gives me all the steps, make me an announcements, and I legitimately can create a different post. And all the features that were in there before are in here. And not only can I do this in here, I can do this for any channels. And then I can also do it where I'm doing it for, a year, a couple months, whatever it is. I can automate this post and save it for later. I can even schedule it right down here. Schedule post now, send for approval, schedule recon posts. Like all of a sudden, I just want to remind everybody that the office hours is about to start. So you can legitimately do this all inside of the marketing area and even automate a lot of your social media posts, maybe in a weekend, get all your process up for every single month. But just know that this is this really cool feature they just added. And honestly, as you can see through all this, you get more than 10 members. You can advertise your groups. Look how crazy this is growing. You have a bunch of stuff in here. So it makes it super, super easy for anybody to join. And then there's other little things you can do inside your community. You can have events. You can have all these things that are going to make your community pretty active. But this is like legit the start to finish of how to create the group, how to automate it, how to add all these crazy little features that you can add, how to add private channels, courses, and so on. So I hope you found this useful, and I'll see you in the next one.